Hey Thomas, just quick comments on your poster here. Right, delete this spring 2015 thing. Okay. It's great to start with your hypothesis, but I don't like the way this H naught is just kind of floating out here in the middle of nowhere. So you can say hypothesis or something of that nature, but or bold it or somehow. But this is a description of your core goal. It's not really a hypothesis. You know what I'm saying? So clean this up. Abstract is cool. I was a little bit bummed because you have such a cool spatially explicit project, and I didn't like this. I don't like this map. I want to see a much better map. So maybe it is data, and then Krieg it, right? Which is a super simple thing to do. Just have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 data points, and you have the z value be whatever the heck your average or peak wind speed is, and then just Krieg them and see what you get. I think that would be one way to do it. But in any event, yeah. Anyway, I think you can do a better map than this. I like the idea that you're calling out site 3 and 4. That's great. But with this map and this lettering, these symbols are lost, quite honestly. As somebody's walking past the poster, it's not immediately clear that those are something that you put in as opposed to some default background for the image. Okay. So yeah. So I'm also a little bit. Stuff is too buried here. You got a lot of great stuff. Let's highlight it. I think the text is squishing us a bit too much. So we've measured wind speed. Here's the wind speed, and then from that you're using an estimate of the amount of power that can be produced, right? Why don't we also have a power estimate up here? Or why don't we have a table with the power estimate? Or why don't we have the power estimate on this map or something? I think it's hard to follow the story, and people have to work at it. Let's not have them work at it. Let's lead them through the whole thing. Yeah. So those are my first comments. Let's see. Getting back to over here. Let's have a look at this guy. So firstly, I would try this without a background. I think it probably look just fine without a background. If we're talking about sites 3 and 4 as red zone areas, why is that not consistent? Why isn't this 3 and 4 red over here 2, for example? The other thing is this is wind speed at the time you measured it. This is wind speed, then this this bar is average, right? So it's not average wind speed. This is wind speed. It's being represented by the average. But then where's your error bars? That's what I want to see. Are the error bars very, very small? Are they super huge? What have you? Again, I think you can get rid of this box here by either moving this text, by this legend box up here, or even just inserting a text box after it's deleting that altogether, and say overall speed, or say speed, and then or overall, or whatever it's called, and then gusts. With the text box twisted 90 degrees so that it's the letters go up and down. I think I'd like that. We don't need location. That's redundant in this case. We don't need a label there. Yeah. So one way to show this might be to have another figure that shows what what a big giant turbine could produce versus so a quote unquote average turbine can produce this much. In a healthy wind field, in our wind field, it's producing this much, kind of thing. Okay, so those are my initial comments. I'm looking forward to a revised version and a much tighter one next week, and I'm looking forward to it. Thanks, man.